My name is Cindy Couye, and welcome to the very first show. Y'all heard that. The very first show of Beyond the Jersey. Here at Southern University, the athletic department wanted to kind of do more of a sit-down, personal, get to know a lot of the athletes who make up the department here. So that's how we birthed it, Beyond the Jersey. So today, our very, very first inaugural episode, we have an important person. She is today's guest, is the co-captain of the Southern University women's soccer team, a four-year starter playing in her position of midfielder. She has a combined total of 13 goals scored during her collegiate career. Originally from New Orleans, Louisiana, a leader, a friend, a sister, she is Tori Thomas. How are you, Tori?
I'm well. How are you today?
I'm good. Did you have a good day today? Because I know y'all didn't get to practice today, and I know you have upcoming games coming up. Was today kind of like your reset? Okay, we'll just tackle it one day at a time.
Yes, today was get my work done for the week, organize my life before we go to practice tomorrow and the rest of the week.
So I know you're originally from New Orleans, Louisiana, right? And my family's actually from New Orleans, so I'm very familiar with the city, the culture, just everything. So New Orleans is known for sports, that's more towards your track, your football, your basketball, not necessarily soccer. So what was your first introduction to playing soccer?
So I have to accredit my soccer career to my sister.
Really?
She's always been amazing at soccer, and growing up, just following in her footsteps. I know she was always number one, so when I started playing, I'm number one. She's definitely been the biggest influence on my soccer career and really my life besides my mom. So
do you think that the competitive nature between you and your sister kind of made you fall in love more with it?
Yes, it's honestly with my whole family. I can remember when we were kids, rushing in the car, last one to put their seatbelt on loses. Everything was kind of a competition in my household. And I would say I couldn't really be a competition with her. She's just really, really good. And so I kind of looked up to her more. I want to achieve what she's achieved and be like her.
So you were saying your sister's really good, right? But I'm not going to sit here and act like you aren't either, because I did my research on you before we sat down here, best believe. So when you were at Isidore Newman, you were part of a 3-time, almost 4-time state championship team. You have accolades under your belt too. So Why did you choose to come and bring your talents to Southern?
Really just wanted to give back to the Black community and show Black girls we can be on one team, predominantly Black team, and work together. And because you don't see that. Growing up, when I was at Newman, I was the only Black girl on the team.
Really?
Yes, all 4 years. So I think it's really important to have representation of people that look like us in the sport. And it's not popular in New Orleans, like you said. So just being from New Orleans, showing that we can help at HBCU, we can be good at an HBCU and thrive. I think that was really important for me.
So whenever you were at Newman, was it kind of hard to get along with your teammates, only because y'all really didn't have the same cultural background compared to here at Southern, where you're at a majority Black team?
I would say for me, no, just because growing up, I was always kind of in that setting. My middle school was kind of like a mini Newman. My lower school was the same thing. So I would say for me, it was pretty easy to adapt. But at the same time, at the time I was kind of living a double standard. So at school, I was with predominantly white people. They didn't treat me any differently though. I know that might not have been the experience for everyone that looked like me, but I think because I was an athlete, it helped. But then at home, I come from a Black New Orleans family. I love my family. I see how they are. So it's kind of easy for me to fit in really anywhere, and I feel comfortable.
So was it a big transition when you first started here at Southern your freshman year?
Yes, that was coming from a school like Newman to college at HBCU. I was whoa, I loved it. We were so celebrated to be a Black woman on campus, and I really embraced that.
Really? So I know, of course, you're now named co-captain, and I really wanted to get into more specifics of how did it feel whenever you were named co-captain, and then also kind of a two-part of the question, what's something that you wish to instill in those younger than you coming through the program that you wish somebody would have did for you?
So when I was named co-captain, I remember it. I was in a meeting. It was a team week meeting, and he kind of threw it in at the end, and I was like, "Did I hear that right?" Like, because I was a junior at the time. But being co-captain, like being named co-captain, it just kind of felt like all the work that I had put in was being recognized. Because I didn't have really any accolades through SWAC or anything, so it kind of was like everything I was doing seemed like it was unnoticed. And in that moment, it was like, wow, like they appreciate me, yeah. And then, can you repeat your second part? Sorry.
Yeah, I was saying, so what's one thing now that you are co-captain that you want to make sure you instill in those younger that you wish you had when you started?
Yeah, I really wish like the girls just know, like, always remember why you started. College athletics is tough. And at the end of the day, you're doing it for the little girl that loved the sport. And like remembering that, like, that's what keeps you going at the end of the day. That's what keeps you a 4-year athlete, because it is hard balancing all that. And also, like, to know to let go of things, We're a group of girls. We're going to have disagreements.
Of course.
Everything. And if it's not going to matter in 5 years, it shouldn't matter now. Just let it go and love each other, like, make the most of this.
So everybody has that one defining moment within your collegiate career. And whether it was your most recent goal against Louisiana College or whenever you made your goal as Grambling in the 2023 season, what would you say your most defining moment of your career was so far?
I would say it was actually against PV.
Okay.
It was a corner kick, and I scored off the corner. And it was like, I think that since I've been in college, I haven't taken a lot of risks on the field. I kind of play it safe, just do my job. And like, I could have easily put that ball in the box for people to head. I decided, let me go for the goal this one time to see. And I scored it, and it was just like, wow, like, I am good. Like, the confidence should be there all the time, and I should make these risks, Because if you don't take them,
right,
you never know what's going to happen, yeah.
Right.
And so I think that was like the moment in my collegiate career where I was like, I'm where I'm supposed to be, like, I'm good enough to be here. I'm good enough to do this. And I have a team behind me that has my back. And yeah.
So, especially since the season, y'all are kind of in the middle of the season right now. If you have one team you are so excited to face coming up, who would it be?
Graham.
Graham? So what is the history between you and Grambling?
Grambling? I respect Graham. They have a good team. And I think that all 4 years that I've been here, we've struggled against Graham. And it's time for us to overcome the struggle this year. I just feel it, like, I'm excited. I want to get out there against them. I feel like in that game, we can prove to the whole SWAC that we're meant to be here, we're a force to be reckoned with. And I think that you gain respect by putting a team like Grambling down.
Right.
So
when it comes to that too, I understand that you see, especially since you've been here for 4 years, you've been playing under this team for 4 years. Do you feel like the student body should do a better job at supporting the women's soccer team?
Yes, I would say so. I think that, like, there's people on this campus that don't even know we have a women's soccer team.
Really? You think
Yes.
so?
People have been like, oh, we have soccer? Like, I'll be in class, and I'll be like, introducing myself, I'm on the soccer team. They'll be like, we have soccer?
Oh
And it's like, whoa. I just think that it's not a popular sport down here. And so until someone goes and tries to experience and get into the game, like, not just go out there, but like really like try to understand the game, they won't understand how fun it can be. And like, cause I know, like, when I was in high school, the whole school would be in the student section going crazy, having the time of their lives. And it makes you want to play better. It makes you really want to play for the school more because you feel supported. And I feel like having that at Southern would be important moving forward.
See, and it's crazy too, because I remember I tried soccer for a year growing up. I couldn't do it. It was way too much running back and forth. So, Georgia, when it comes to anybody that plays soccer, I respect it 100% because y'all work hard. Y'all really do. But I don't want this interview to 100% focus on you being a soccer player, because also you're Tori first. So where else can people find you when you're not on the field playing soccer?
You can find me at home. I love spending time with my family. Like, they're my number ones, always will be. You can find me reading a book. I really got into reading this summer. I love a good thriller.
Okay, what book would you recommend so?
For someone trying to get into reading, the first book I read was Verity, and it made me want to read a second.
Okay. So you
Great
talk
book.
a lot about your family and how your family has impacted you growing up. And I also seen that you and your mom are also sorors. So
Yes.
how was it growing up and seeing her just be active in her community with Zeta Phi Beta and the fact that you were able to cross here at Southern?
Yes, so my mom, ever since we were kids, we were always around Zetas. And actually, this is a funny story. My dad's a Sigma. So we were around.
Okay,
Yes.
okay, color. You see, I got my bracelet on too. So.
So this is actually really funny. Growing up, everyone would be like, what do you want to be when you grow up? I wanted to be a Sigma. Like, I would tell people I'm going to be a Sigma when I grow up. Because we were around them more. But like seeing them like interacting with us, like it was people to always look up to. They were at the parties, you know, Easter egg hunts. It was always the Zetas and the Sigmas there. They were in the community. They would, you know, we would tag along for the service, and they would come talk to my class. And it was just inspiring. And growing up, it was just like, I didn't know that I wanted to be Greek always. But then like being on Southern's campus and like seeing Greek life here and understanding that it went beyond the parties. Like it went beyond the strolling and fun parts. Like they were really making an impact on a community. And service has always been important to me. Joining was kind of like a no-brainer. Like my mom did it, my dad did it. I'm seeing these people. I love how these people are and how they interact. Not only just Zetas on Zetas, but with like other Greeks. Like I just wanted to be a part of the D9, really. Like, yeah.
Trust me, if anybody understands, trust me, I understand. So I wanted to know too, with being a part of D9 and being a Zeta here at Southern, how has it shaped your college experience now that you're a pro now too?
It has definitely shaped me for the better, I would say. I've learned skills, for instance, like being a pro, like understanding how to communicate with people, understanding how to interview people and how to bring them together, and who would work well with who. Like, I think that shaped me for beyond college, for beyond just Zeta. Like, I'm gonna use that in my professional field. I think that, I don't know, like, it's just been like a great experience. Like, it's definitely like made me more social, made me feel like I have a home away from home. I'm close to home, but they're like my family. They're always there for me when I need them.
That's how I feel about my sisters and everything too, so I love it. But even before you're an athlete, you're a student first, and I've seen that you're a criminal justice major. So how did you come into declaring that as your major when you came here?
So originally I was an agriculture major.
Okay, so that's a big switch.
And I was like, I don't think science is for me. Like, I don't like this. And I have family that's in the criminal justice system, and just kind of seeing like, I'm a very free spirit. I'm very ADHD. I need to be moving. I need to be hands-on. So seeing that like what they do day to day made me be like, okay, I think I could do this. Like this summer, I was able to internship with ATF, and that just kind of stamped it. Like, I see myself being an agent, a federal agent for whatever department one day. I can see yeah, that's what I want to do.
And that actually kind of leads me right into my next question. I was going to say, so what specifically do you want to do with it? Like, you know, going to forensics, but you just said being a federal agent. So right now, give me your 5-year plan.
5 years, I'm going to apply to agencies, multiple, because you never know where you'll get selected. In the event that doesn't work out, I'll probably go to a local department for a few years, get experience under my belt, and then reapply for the federal agency. But that's like my ultimate goal in the next 5 years. And then I would also like to do some stuff with real estate, like renting out homes.
Multiple income, I see that.
Yes. So that's what I would like to do on the side. And I don't know, maybe in 5 years, might have a man be engaged and start my big girl life.
So Miss 504, you're from New Orleans. So what part of the city are you from?
I'm from Gentilly, the 7th Ward.
Okay. My family's from the 7th Ward too, but then also majority of my family, they live in the West Bank. They live in Marrero. So how has being from New Orleans shaped you as a person?
Honestly, I don't think that I ever realized how much being from New Orleans shaped me until I got to college and was like, I love my city. Like, that's where like I was like, wow, like this city has shown me what community is, has like really shaped who I am. And before, I don't think I really got to appreciate where I came from because, you know, I played soccer my whole life. My sister played soccer. Every weekend we were on the road somewhere else. So we didn't really get to experience the city for what it was. And now that like I'm older, I can kind of understand that the city is something special. Like you're not gonna get that everywhere.
Nowhere else.
And I really appreciate that. I think that's why I'm so close to my family. Like that's just our culture. And you know, I would be that city built me. Like I would not be here without the city.
Do you ever wish that you moved away or you went to college somewhere else? Because you've been in Louisiana almost your entire life, just about.
So sometimes I do think about if I had left. I was originally gonna go to a college in California.
Oh, that's a big difference.
Yes, and at the last minute I was like, I'm going to Southern. But I think that I have time still. If I want to go explore another city, I think that for me personally, being closer to home for college has helped me. And I think that it's made me independent enough to be able to make a decision after I go to college. Maybe I'll go somewhere else and work for a couple of years. And maybe I do want to raise a family outside of New Orleans, but like being able to come back home, like I think that it's instilled I need New Orleans in my life, even if I'm not there. So yeah, I probably will go live somewhere else a few years to experience it. Maybe live not in New Orleans, like maybe next door.
Like Graham?
But I'll always come back. Graham is crazy. I'm not going to Grambling. I don't think I'll go to Graham. I'll probably go to Texas, Atlanta, somewhere like that. But I think that I'll always find my way back home.
You will. See, I'm glad you mentioned that too because I'm originally from Houston, right? But both of my parents, my mom's from Donaldsonville and my dad's from New Orleans. And so growing up, that's where they grew up. They were born and raised. The entire family's still there. They were the only ones that moved away. So I think that was a big factor of me coming to Southern because I was so disconnected from my family when I was in Texas. Because, you know, old folk, they don't want to cross the Mississippi River. You already know how that goes. So I had to make the choice to be closer to my family. And honestly, it was probably the best decision I ever made.
Yeah, I definitely enjoy, because I can call my mom and be like, I need to come home. And I can, you know, like that's important for me. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for your time today.
Of
this
course.
has been City Coulee with Miss Victoria Thomas here on the very first episode of Beyond the Jersey. If you want any more exclusives, please make sure you check out Southern Athletics for anything else we're going to drop. Y'all, we're having a great day. Y'all have a good one too. Bye.